Hello everybody, today trade cap for January 26, 2026, and took one trade on Aapl for around a $1,000 win. So, um, solid day, right? Nothing too crazy, nothing really crazy happened in the markets today, right? And today I'll be talking about what I saw in the markets, my entries and my exits, and pretty much what I saw for the day, right? So today, you have to understand the context, right? So we have FOMC on Wednesday, and we have Red Fuller news on Thursday and Friday. So of course, if we're gonna have Red Fuller news on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, right? Then Monday, Tuesday are gonna be low probability, slow days, because we're gonna be anticipating for news, right? So was not expecting anything crazy today, and so what did I know? So I knew that Apple had earnings on Thursday after market. I know that Meta, Microsoft, and Tesla have earnings after Wednesday. So I know that we might have a after earnings push, right? Even if QQ Inspire kind of like a week, then I know that we can still kind of show a push on any of these names, right? So, but today we had a nice little push on QQ Inspire in the first 5 to 10 minutes, right? So I saw that we were kind of pushing up on QQ and Spy. So let me whip out Apple. So QQQ and Spy, that is not Apple. So we have to look at QQ and Spy here, right? So in the first 5 minutes, we're already kind of showing bullish price action, right? We're above our previous day highs. And so that kind of shows that we have strong buyers. Say on QQ, we kind of were already above our previous highs on SPY, so indicating kind of stronger. But QQ eventually did meet that objective, kind of showed that we rejected it, and then showed strong price action, reclaim that level. So very bullish price action on QQ and SPY, right? So QQ and SPY being bullish is always a good thing for us because then we can kind of have that as a confluence when we're longing a name, right? Unless we're shorting a name with relative weakness, but that's like a little bit more rare. Let me whip out OBS real quick. Is this okay? I don't even know. There's like a light. I don't even know how to like remove that light. Okay, so yeah, so pretty much all I saw today was that Apple kind of just consolidated for the first what like 10 minutes, didn't really take a trade, right? And let me also whip out my exits and entries. So let me whip this out real quick. So look, Apple calls on watch in Apple calls, right? Nothing insane to talk about. Entry off price action plus relative strength, want to see price continuation, 10% on that pop, and then just pretty much I actually typed way too much on this trade. Like I just for some reason like typing. But yeah, so the entry was pretty obvious, right? We kind of broke out of pre-market high with strong price action, right? Very strong push above our previous say pre-market high level. Apple's already kind of showing strong price action pre-market. We're above our previous highs, so this name kind of was bullish for the intraday move. QQ Inspire also pushing to the upside, so that looks good as well. I also know that Apple has like eight green I think 8 green weeks in a red in a row or 8 green something like that. I think it's 8 green weeks in a red in a row, right? So Apple's being absolutely railed, right? So we're been going down, 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 down. So I knew that a bounce relief was going to come if this name kind of did show strength, and Apple is kind of showing um uh kind of more bullish price action on the higher time frame. Now we kind of came down, swept this 244 area, right, showing not one but twice kind of a strong bounce off this area. So Apple does kind of it's kind of setting up for the higher time frame. So technically this name does kind of look good for a swing to the upside, right? But I don't really take swings, but this high time frame does look a little bit decent. So maybe Apple can be played tomorrow if it has strong price action. But yeah, so pretty much entry model is very simple, right? I just saw it relative strength. We're pushing up. Higher time frame looks decent. We're above our pre-market high, and also after we broke above our pre-market high, I was kind of looking for a pullback or any sort of like strong price action, and we kind of perfectly came back, retested the pre-market high plus this fair value gap. So two confluence at the same time. Strong price action showing that this area is an area of area of the buyers will defend, right? So enter calls at this candle closure right here. So very good risk to reward. And I'm gonna be talking about something right in this trade. How long? 4 minutes. I'm gonna be talking about something, right? So this trade I bought um I bought in the money contracts, right, around $2 and like 30 cents. So when I bought here, right, and I get this move right here, that's 10% move. So when we came back down to a drawdown, this drawdown right here, I was only down 5%. So that risk to reward is absolutely insane. Just up here was already 2 to 1. Just up here was 2 to 1 risk to reward, right? Maybe not. Oh, it is even on this. This is literally 2 to 1 risk to reward. It also was on the options contract, right? So this is 5% down, and I was up 10% here. And like the beautiful thing about options is that you can have way more reward, right? Compare risk, especially if you know what you're doing. So I was about to get stopped out here, right? But saw that buyer stepped up, right? Why is my stop loss here? Right? I know this area right? This entire area is an area of buys, right? We're wicking in this area, so I want to be able to be cautious if we do come down this area. But just this stop loss was just right. The position size I was kind of not heavy, but like my stop loss was simply a candle close below this candle, right? So it had just been around this area, right? I kept it a little bit tight because I really just want to see its true momentum now. We could technically come back down and like then bounce off and then come back up, but a little bit more aggressive and have my stop a little bit more smaller because I kind of was more confident in the trade looking at the higher time frame QQ SPY pushing up, right? So you have to understand context, and I do these things very quickly, right? It's not like I'm thinking this through. I just know this in the back of my mind because I've been doing this for so long, so right, entered here, did not take any trims until at this pop, right? Then we had a very nasty rejection, but we did hold market structure on this order block right here, bounced off it beautifully, then took my second trim off here, and then I got stopped at over here, right? So around I exited my trailers, right? We came back, touched order block again, and it's instantly reversed. So you really can't predict that reversal, right? But because on QQ and SPY, right, we kind of were showing bearish price action, right? We kind of rejected our previous high, so I kind of expecting like a pullback on QQ and SPY. It was kind of bad for me to expect a pullback, right? Because if they had relative strength, they would just come back up. But I just was not willing to like. I was in this trade for what a good 30 minutes, right? So I was in this trade for 30 minutes. So I'm like, bro, you know what? I already got my majority profit. I just get out of this trade because I was not trying to like um um. I was not trying to entertain this trade. If we came back down, chop around, because Apple is just such a slow name, right? This move on this would be like a 40% move on like a normal name, but because Apple is just such a small move. So good thing about that is your risk a little bit tighter on Apple with these smaller moves, but also you have to be in this trade a little bit long, understand how to hold this name properly. So yeah, I mean, that is pretty much trade recap, right? I dropped a lot of information, and of course, it takes prior knowledge of trading to kind of understand what I'm talking about because these trade recaps aren't just for noobs. You have to understand what I'm kind of talking about and concept. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, anything I've said that doesn't make sense, just join Discord down below, and then you can kind of see how I enter and exit. And of course, this is a hard skill to learn, so you're not gonna get it instantly. But also now I'm looking at this, right? Apple like just looks very, very good, right? We kind of closed. Oh yeah, no, look at this. We closed really, really bullish too on the higher time frame, right? So Apple looks really, really good for that tomorrow move if we can get that strong push on QQ and SPY as well. But even if not, the name of relative strength, and we are above a previous high that I can look to play his name again. So Apple is on watch for tomorrow, right? But I'm not expecting anything crazy for tomorrow. Why? Because Wednesday is FOMC and then tomorrow's Tuesday. So I expect price actually to be smaller because why? What's the point of us like pushing to the upside or downside when we're about to get FOMC on Wednesday? So Google also was pretty good name, right? We're breaking about 500 range high. Had a nice retest of this 500 range high plus the oral block. So technically, you could enter right of this retest. Very not a bad entry right here. You could also enter out this break or this retest also looks pretty good. Or this or this uh or this fair value gap right here. This is not a bad entry too, knowing that we bounced off this, kind of had a nice pullback, strong price action. So there are a lot of entries, and that's why trading majority trading is discretionary because um the things just don't happen every single time. Like not this and this and this. No, you have to be able to understand and react and understand, right? And the most important thing is to understand your risk, understand your reward, because that will give you the confidence to enter the trades and understand what you're risking and what you're gonna lose, right? And with me, right, this month, my entire month is green, right? So I clearly know what I'm doing. And also, like, it's a different type of skill, like taking trades, but also imagine alerting all of them out. Imagine alerting all of them out and kind of explaining everything, right? And like, I literally only have what 58 members in my server. Like just I'm just dropping too much value in my opinion for like how underrated I am. But I'm just self glazing at this point. But like, look at this, 100% win rate. How though? I think I took one loss. Oh, okay. 100% green win rate for the month. Yeah, no, I took one loss on meta, but like that was a like stupid loss. I can't explain that in another video. But yeah, so up over 20,000, almost 20,000 for the month, and I'm gonna be looking up to size up actually. After FOMC, so Thursday and Friday, I'll be actually starting to size up. So you'll probably see this pretty much these P&L times two because I'm gonna size up times two. So hopefully I start getting bigger months and hopefully my consistency is. I just wanna my win rate. I usually try going a win rate above like 70% for the month, right? But recently because I've just been very I've just been very dialed in with my trading, understanding what's a high probability, what's a low probability setup. That like my win rate has been 100%, right, for like the month, and also daily win rate is 86%. So that's pretty fucking insane in my opinion. The day win rate. So other loss I took. I don't even remember that. So yeah, that's pretty much trade cap. If you guys have any questions, comment down below. Um, Join Discord down below in the description. And yeah, I think that is trade cap. Um, nothing, nothing, not a crazy 8 right? But we are for sure setting up for that all-time highest push on SPY, especially with FOMC. We can for sure see a big reaction. Either we absolutely dump here, or we can like close above all-time highs and kind of show that continuation on SPY. So there's a lot of anticipation for this FOMC because we're near all-time highs. So if we can close above 700 on S&P 500, then we can for sure just keep looking to long more techniques. But otherwise, if you come back in this chop, then we're gonna have to be a little bit more selective on the names we play. Otherwise, yeah. So I'm just now looking at some other names. What other names are doing? Yeah, shake is pretty much over. So, oh, my mic is in the face. But yeah, see you guys next video. Peace.